Denver Broncos were one of the most disappointing teams in the NFL last season. We all know that. Given the expectations heading into their 2022 campaign after landing Russell Wilson via trade, the Broncos just posted a very disappointing 5-12 regular season record. But this offseason, the Broncos have been very active. They hired arguably the top available head coach in Sean Payton, and recently, his plan for the Denver roster has started to become very apparent. What's going on, everyone? It is Luca here, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Denver Broncos. So if you guys can do me a solid favor and hit a like on this video, it would help it a ton. And please subscribe to the channel for more Broncos and NFL content. We are so close to 5K subs, and if you guys can help me hit that, it would be greatly appreciated. At the start of NFL free agency, the Broncos inked ex-49ers right tackle Mike McGlinchey to a 5-year, $87.5 million deal. They also added a starting guard and former Raven, Ben Powers, and bolstered their front seven by landing defensive lineman Zach Allen. According to McGlinchey, the moves made up front this offseason are setting the Broncos up for a quick turnaround. This is what he said: "I really love the direction GM George Payton is headed. I love the roster that's been built here. I think we're ready to compete now. It's not some big rebuild or anything like that needs to take place." McGlinchey also seemed to believe that the Broncos' acquisitions this spring focused more on substance rather than flash. And as for his thoughts on Denver's quarterback, Russell Wilson, McGlinchey stated, "He's broken my heart numerous times. I know his game. I know what he's capable of. He's a Hall of Famer," close quote. So the Broncos are looking to make the postseason for the first time since 2015 this season. Armed with a new head coach and several building blocks on both the offensive and defensive lines, this Broncos team might be a popular pick by many to make some noise next season. I mean, whenever you got a guy in Sean Payton running your team, expect big things. He has a proven track record of being a culture builder, offensive wizard, and developer of a quarterback. Payton's hiring changes everything for this team. In Payton's career as a head coach, he always emphasized strength along the offensive line and invested heavily in the big men up front. That trend continued in Denver this offseason. Just 1 year after becoming the head coach in New Orleans, the Saints' offensive line propelled itself to giving up the 4th fewest sacks in the league in 2006. That is good news for Russell Wilson. The Broncos will definitely be better than they were last season. They can't possibly be that bad going into this season, not with Payton. I believe the Denver Broncos will have the biggest turnaround out of any other team in the league next season, and they will have a strong chance to capture one of those wildcard spots in the AFC. And Russell Wilson, don't forget, he started to look a lot better towards the end of the season, and the upgrades this team has made along with Sean Payton in town, who is night and day compared to Hackett as a head coach, will make all the difference for this Broncos team. So I really like what the Broncos have done. I really love the hiring for Payton. As soon as I saw that the Broncos went out and got Sean Payton, I knew immediately, okay, this is going to change pretty much everything for the Broncos. This is going to change their identity. This is going to change their confidence. This is going to change their culture. This is just going to be, in my opinion, an amazing experience. I mean, I can't see a world where Sean Payton goes to the Broncos and the Broncos continue to look as terrible as they did last season. I think this team is going to experience a ton of success going into next season. And I know a lot of people are going to say that the Broncos probably still don't stack up well in a very crowded AFC, especially in the division when you got the Kansas City Chiefs, right? The reigning Super Bowl champions. That team is just on a whole other level right now. But I really think the Broncos can make things interesting. I can see a world where the Broncos compete for one of those wildcard spots, and I can see the Broncos being a playoff team. I know it's still very early, and I'm not making some sort of prediction now, but I'm just kind of giving you my honest take on how I see this team standing next season, and I think this Broncos team could very well find themselves in the postseason once again. And of course, this is a franchise that is starving for some postseason football. 2015, the last time the Broncos made the playoffs, and now this team finds themselves looking to rebound in a big way with Sean Payton in town, and I believe they will. So look out for the Denver Broncos. I'm saying it now. In March, the Denver Broncos are going to have the biggest turnaround out of any team in the NFL next season. I really think this team is going to thrive, and I think the Denver Broncos will do some big things, and they will look a lot better on both sides of the ball. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the Sean Payton Denver Broncos look, and that should be a good sight for Broncos fans everywhere. But Broncos country, how do you see this team faring next season, and Are you confident that the Broncos can turn the ship around with Sean Payton? Are you optimistic with this team going into next season? And what would you like to see this team do at the NFL draft? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I read all of them, and we will see how the Broncos proceed from here on out. That is it for me, everyone. As always, thank you so much for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. I will catch you all again in the next video.